Hi, this is Jay Strachey with Drilling Contractor. Human Performance Oil and Gas has been established as a forum for discussing human factors related issues across the oil and gas industry. The aim is to help companies develop their own human performance programs. Today, I'm joined by Chris Parker, Human Performance Lead Advisor with BP, who will tell us about the HPOG Group's recent work. Chris, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate the opportunity.
So, Chris, HPOG recently launched a website at hpog.org. Can you tell us what were the main goals behind developing this website?
Yeah, absolutely. The site really aims to be a go-to resource for all things human performance, human factors related across the oil and gas industry. And I do want to point out that it isn't just specific to drilling, but we really aim to cover all ends of oil and gas and beyond, really. But the point is to be a single point of reference where folks who want to learn more about human performance and human factors can use it as a starting point. There are a lot of resources available across industry. You can go to IOGP, SPE, and a number of other industry organizations for resources, but we really aim for HPOG.org and the associated community of human performance oil and gas to be this starting point that organizations can go to as they begin their journey around human performance.
Great. And the website is aimed at companies that want to build a human performance program, but may not necessarily have the internal expertise to guide that effort. So can you walk us through the steps that the website guides a user through in order to build that program?
Yes, absolutely. And this came human performance oil and gas as an initiative, as a resource, really came as a result of listening to industry when it comes to human performance. The need really came out loud and clear as organizations were interested to learn more about human performance and how to build the capability, but really didn't know where and how to get started. A lot of companies aren't afforded with having an expert resource in-house. So how could they start their journey? And so we built HPOG.org, the website, which is just one tool as part of the HPOG organization, to help folks walk through and begin that journey. The first step is first to really evaluate where you are as an organization in terms of your human performance capability. And so what's provided is really kind of a yardstick in a number of focus areas across human performance, everything from and the integration of human performance into your management system, your safety management system. So when it comes to incident investigations, how well are you integrating human performance into that process and into the results of your investigations, into procedure development, into the design of systems? Are you integrating user-centered design practices when you're designing new equipment and new systems? So we've got a number of tools in the website to help you really gauge where you are in that journey. So first is to evaluate your organization across a number of these focus areas. And then second, to then build a capability. So, if you're at the ground floor and you just want to learn more and really start at ground zero, there's what we call level one. And that then will point to resources that are available, namely the Energy Institute's eLearn on human performance, which is a great starting point. This is a free resource, free across industry, to get better acquainted with human performance, the terms, the concepts, and how human performance can be integrated. But capability can be developed further across a learning pathway, which is also being sponsored by Energy Institute and is in fact accredited by Chartered Institute of Ergonomics and Human Factors, which is the accreditation agency for human factors personnel in the UK. So this program is available, and HPOG leans on and points to these resources as part of that capability development. So that's the second step. The third is to implement a recommended practice. So HPOG is drafting a recommended practice on the integration of human performance into an organization. So it really illustrates what good looks like. And again, it's broken up into different levels of maturity. First level is just getting started. What do I need to know? Where do I go to acquire that information? And what do I need to do? And then the second level has those same steps, but it's at a further level of maturity where you're starting to integrate human performance more systematically into your organization. And then the third level is more about multidisciplinary integration of human performance from your HR systems into your training systems, into your safety systems. So there are three levels that are covered by this recommended practice that's being developed. And then the fourth step in that process is to review in advance. So you're starting out at level one. You can circle back. It's an iterative process. So in certain focus areas, if you want to continue to learn and grow and build your capability, you can move easily from level one in a focus area to level two, and it maps out what's recommended to help you get there. So it really is a very comprehensive tool. The site is to really walk through in a practical, approachable, usable way an organization that wants to begin their human performance journey.
And then what are some of the resources that are available on the HPOG website? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I talked about the recommended practice. That's really going to be a focus area. But again, when listening to industry and when hearing from folks in organizations that are looking to start their journey, they're looking for a lot of resources that practical resources. So whether it's templates and guides and go-bys, these are the types of things that the HPOG website is going to offer. So, for instance, in the area of procedures and how to integrate human performance into procedures, there's guidance. There are one-pagers on what are some of the key aspects of integrating procedures, integrating human performance into your procedure development process. These types of things are going to be available on the site. Another is a tool called Walkthrough, Talkthrough, and there is a template on how to conduct this process, which is really aimed at understanding work as done at the front line from a human performance perspective. So you're planning a job. How can I challenge this activity from a human performance lens to identify some of the performance shaping factors or some of the conditions that may make error more likely? This walkthrough and talk through process is really critical to a human performance program. So it's about proactively identifying human performance risks. So the walkthrough, talk through template and guidance document is available on the HPOG site. Another example is guidance on contractor management. So a lot of companies, it doesn't just stop with an operator and their human performance program, but if you really want your program to be successful, it has to map all the way through your supply chain from your contractors and their subcontractors. And so there's guidance in that area as well. So real practical tools, again, serving the needs of industry that was collected directly through workshops and feedback from organizations starting their journey.
So Chris, are there other parts of the website that are still under development to offer additional tools or resources going forward?
Yes, absolutely. As you can imagine, since human performance really integrates with so many different areas, there are some particular areas that are still under development. This is going to be an ongoing process. So, and frankly, will be a live website, so that we will hopefully have a lot of lessons, a lot of best practices that are brought in from a lot of the membership partners, some operators and drilling contractors, and service providers who are willing to bring in their best practices that we can publish and share on the website. So we very much see it to be a live and living resource, so that folks can go in and find the practical tools that are being tested and tried and true through industry from our membership partners. But again, from the recommended practice, that is still being worked. We're making a lot of progress in development of that recommended practice, but there are a number of focus areas that we still have to fill in some of the blanks, so that'll be ongoing.
And then now that the site has been launched, what are some of the next efforts that HPOG plans to take on?
Well, from a practical perspective, we're working on a database to collect, all things human performance across oil and gas and beyond, really. This is something that's going on in the background, and we've engaged with some local universities to get some of the students to help us out in this, to collect journal articles, industry white papers, books on various human performance topics in oil and gas, so that we can have, again, this curated material to be a one-stop shop when folks are learning and looking to gain some more information about a specific topic. So this database is a massive undertaking, but we found that this really doesn't exist anywhere across industry. So it will be such a valuable and powerful tool once developed. And it doesn't just go beyond some of the paper and journal type of resources, but we also endeavor to have, as part of that human factors academic programs, a list of those across the world. There are a number of programs, but there really is no one resource that someone can go to figure out where these human factors graduate and undergraduate programs exist. List of consultants. Where do you go to find a consultant in human performance, and how do you qualify those consultants? So these are some of the efforts that are ongoing and will be coming in the near future. We really want to set up companies large and small across industry with all the needs in developing a human performance program. And finally, I'll just add the next stage once HPOG gets to be more mature is really to develop the community. Human performance oil and gas was developed in the mold of Drops Online, an independent industry resource on all things related to dropped object management. And it has been tremendously successful and built a huge following, a huge community with a lot of inertia around that focus area. And we endeavor to do the same. And so as part of, in addition to the website, we aim to develop this community around human performance oil and gas, and perhaps local chapters. So regionally across the world, folks can get together and share lessons, learn, and figure out better ways to service the needs of industry through some of the tools available, whether it's website, whether it's some of the other resources that we'll have available.
Chris, thank you so much again for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank you, Jay. Appreciate the time.
And thank you for joining us at drillingcontractor.org. Please follow the link below to visit HPOG's website and learn more.